Hello everyone, this is Tim with Online Big Blue, bringing you the best in New York Giants sports talk and entertainment. Well, what a beautiful day it was today. Sun was shiny, it was 65 degrees. Didn't get a chance to do a video or a podcast. We were cutting the grass and taking the motorcycle out and doing some other things. But we did want to quickly do something today because we have heard some rumors. And these rumors come from a source that has been pretty reliable. One of the rumors comes from the gentleman who told us about the James Bradberry signing on the 13th of February. And the other rumor is from the same gentleman who told us 24 hours before it happened that the Carolina Panthers were going to sign Matt Rule. So this gentleman has had some consistency and accuracy with his rumors. So let's start with the first one that we have heard. As you probably already know, the Giants have set up a conference call with Andrew Thomas, the big offensive lineman out of Georgia. And we kind of figured this was going to happen. We have been touting Andrew Thomas now for, for a couple months now. But we kind of changed our stance on him a little bit, only because of the fact that we had been starting to see the light somewhat with Isaiah Simmons. So we were kind of thinking, maybe, the Giants were shying away from Andrew Thomas, but we see now that that is not the case. And it was funny because the gentleman I was talking to yesterday told me that the Giants would be foolish if they let Andrew Thomas go past him at 4. And he says that they're talking to all these other players, but in his own mind, and I guess from what he's been talking, he said they would be foolish to pass him up. I mean, you are passing up a guy that's basically got outstanding power throughout his entire frame. He has good leverage. He's functionally strong. I mean, he's heavy at the point of attack. I mean, if you want a guy that brings it during pass protection, Andrew Thomas is the guy. He's got the frame. He's got the leverage with his hips. I mean, they say that he's top heavy, so he can really push, and he can really push the line, or he can really, he's basically got all the physical gifts, and plus the fact that he is, he's a powerful workhorse in the run game. He can really accelerate through his feet, and he creates movement. He can block the low. He's physical. He's aggressive. So this guy was telling me that, it was funny though, because as I was doing this podcast, I saw that came up on SI that they were going to interview him. He said that, like I said, the Giants would be foolish to let him slide past them at 4. And his other thing was that he was hearing that he may not make it past 2. And I think that's interesting because I think I saw some mock drafts over the last 2 weeks that stated that, he may go to Washington. Now, Washington's like the Giants. They have so many holes all over the place. But if they built an offensive line around, their quarterback, we don't know if it's going to be Dwayne Haskins. We don't know who it's going to be. You assume it's going to be Haskins. But like I said, he is, hearing scuttlebutt that he may not make it past 2 on the board. So, which I find interesting because then the Giants would fall into the Isaiah Simmons, Chase Young decision. Now, one of the things that kind of ties this all together is Miami. Miami, evidently, there are rumors coming out of the Dolphins facility that they are getting concerned that someone is going to leapfrog them at 5 and jump up and take a quarterback. So they're talking maybe someone's going to trade with Detroit or the Giants, but they're having some, I'll say, concerns that they are going to be passed. A team is going to pass them to get the quarterback that they want. Now, the interesting thing is, the Dolphins are loaded with draft choices. They have 3 first-rounders. They have the 5th, the 18th, and the 26th. They have 2 second-round picks, the 39th and 56th. They have 1 pick in the 3rd round, the 70th, They have a compensatory pick in the 4th round, which is 141. And then they have 3 picks in the 5th round, which will have 153, 154, and 173. And then they have a couple 6th round and 3 7th round picks. So they have the draft war chest to turn around, and make a jump into, a higher slot. There also is some talk that they may be trying to work a deal with Cincinnati for the 1st overall. Now, if any team had the assets to move up with Cincinnati, it would be the Miami Dolphins. So the question would be, they're one spot away from the 4th pick. I mean, so do they wait till draft? If they don't make a trade with Cincinnati, do they wait till draft day and see what happens and maybe just swap picks with the Giants? Maybe give swap the 4th for the 4th and the 5th and give us like their 4th rounder or 5th rounder just to go up one spot. I mean, that would still allow Dave Gettleman to pick his player, gain another, draft choice. And then, we're not really moving down that far. But like I said, there is fear right now, fear and trepidation in Miami that some team is going to leapfrog them and like I said, either into the 3rd spot or potentially, like I said, with the Giants in the 4th spot. So that's the question. For the Giants, it would be a no-brainer. It's like San Diego trading with the Giants. Unless there's a player on the board that the Giants really are in love with, trading back a couple spots and gaining some assets. That's, I see these ridiculous trade rumors on other things that we're going to trade with the Raiders and the Raiders are going to give us all this. I love the draft trade rumors with Yannick Ngakoue, that we're going to swap picks and then they're going to give us Yannick and like a 5th rounder. Okay, you know what? If you're going to think that from a Giants perspective, I would sign that deal in a heartbeat. I would make that deal without even thinking. From a Jacksonville perspective, I would fire the general manager. Because you can at least minimum get a 2nd round pick and more for Yannick if you want to trade him. I don't think they're going to trade him, but like I said, they're not going to just swap to move up 5 spots and then take, here, take this 5th round pick. No, they're not going to do that. They're not dumb. And that's what bothers me sometimes. I think football fans think that other teams are just stupid. That they're, it sounds great for our team. We're going to still get the offensive line, offensive tackle that we need, and we're going to get a pass rusher, and we're only going to give up a 5th round pick to do it. I always tell people, this isn't Madden. Come on. Think about it for a minute. It makes no practical sense. But just going back to the 2 rumors that we heard, like I said, that one rumor was that the Giants would be foolish to pass on Andrew Thomas. And like I said, we just see that they have set up a phone call. Of course, they set up phone calls with a lot of players. But like I said, this guy is speculating that if Thomas does not go as high as 2, that the Giants will be selecting Thomas. Which, I've been saying for months now, but I think I'm falling into the Isaiah Simmons camp now. I really do. I think talking to enough fans and talking to enough subscribers and just the emails, and you guys have really swayed my vote the other way. But like I said, they said that he said they would be a fool to let him go past them at 4. And the other rumor was that Miami is petrified that someone's going to leapfrog them and pick their quarterback. Now, Tua does make sense for Miami, but do we know if he is what they're thinking or what they think they need? We don't know that. We don't know anything yet. You know what? And all this is just speculation. It's a crapshoot. And anyone that says they know anything, like, they're going to do this or they're zeroing in on this part, you don't know. The last week they were zeroing in on Isaiah Simmons, and now they're video chatting with Andrew Thomas and everyone else under the sun. So we don't know. And like I said, I take all this information that we get with a grain of salt. A lot of times we don't even report the information that we get because a lot of times it's just not accurate. But this information came from this gentleman who I trust. And like I said, he has not, from persons that we get information from, he is probably the most accurate. Which is good. So, like I said, I take it with a grain of salt either way because it is the draft. There's so many smoke screens out there, but I do get curious when, a gentleman who has been in the league for years tells me, yeah, they would be a fool if they let Andrew Thomas pass him at 4. So, we have to just wait and see it happen. We're going to kind of go from there. And again, this is Tim with Online Big Blue, bringing you the best in New York Giants sports talk and entertainment. We're going to get back to a regular schedule, probably starting on Thursday. Do a couple more videos. We got a couple interesting topics that we feel. And we kind of see where we go from there. And again, if you can, give us a like, give us a subscribe, give us a thumbs up, give us whatever they do on YouTube. But again, this is Tim with Online Big Blue, bringing you the best in New York Giants sports talk and entertainment. Thanks for listening.